next question is from Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Somebody posted about a saliva test for allergies and that it showed her son had coronavirus. What? Via the same test. I guess, but I don't know. Can you confirm how accurate this test would be? The attached is the company response to it. Uh-oh. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, I've read it. Ugh. Oh, oh, it's hurting my eyes and brain. Yeah. Okay, so it's from a company called Nature's Wisdom. Anybody that puts nature in the title and isn't trying to sell you maybe granola bars is selling you something. Usually, in my experience. And likewise, anybody that puts wisdom into a company name and the company is run by regular people who are not sitting in caves on mountains is again, I think, trying to sell you something. Let's let's see. So what they offer is called it hurts. It hurts. It's called bioresonance testing of saliva samples. This is like those biorhythm things that were big back when personal computers just started coming out, and it might have been even late '70s. I don't know. I haven't read all the biorhythm literature. Yeah, sue me. I'll see you in court. The system checks for frequencies, which are not real things, as opposed to physical elements like antibodies, which are real things that you can measure with actual tests. I feel like this is a test that's probably done in a mall or in somebody's home, or maybe not really done at all. It's just like a computer simulation. This is basically fraud, is what I'm trying to say. This sounds exactly like fraud to me as a as an individual who knows something about science, not everything, but something. Bioresonance testing is very different from conventional testing, it says. Yeah, you're not kidding. Conventional testing relies on finding things which exist in the world. Yeah, and using them in accordance with some kind of scientific principle in order to predict the future. So part of science's job is predicting the future correctly. And we do this by setting up systems. We're like, okay, if we can set up this experiment and do it again and again and again, or check a lot of different people that have had the same experience, and you find that the same thing is happening every time, you can say, all right, if this happens again, the same thing happens, probably this is going to be the outcome. That is the value of science, and that is the predictive role of good science anyway. Yeah, the best kinds of science. Yeah. This stuff is not science. This stuff is saying things to people who are worried about other stuff, and I doubt they're doing it for free. And so if you are lying to somebody in a kind of a medical way, that seems super shady, super extremely shady to me. Just yeah. All right. Anyway, that really annoys me, and nature's wisdom, apparently neither of those two things applies here. We're going outside nature, and this is just full on stupid. Yeah, from the look of it, yeah, from this little thing. Yeah, I think I've said all I need to say on that. It's not good, and you shouldn't believe results from anything like this. I guess there are a lot of people out there who will say that they can test for different things, and there are actually a very limited number of ways to look at, for example, an immune response. You can look for antibodies, you can look for T cells. There are only so many tests that actually work on these things. They tend to be kind of expensive, they tend to happen in labs. If it's something that a person is doing outside of a lab and for much less than tens of thousands of dollars, it's probably not the real thing. And except for some of those antibody tests, those will actually work. They've actually compartmentalized the lab onto a little strip, and those can be pretty cheap and work, but they can only really look for one antibody at a time. And so you'd be talking about a whole bunch of different little antibody strips would be the scientific way to do this. And generally, it's always easier to just say you're doing things rather than actually do things. Yeah. And I don't know, but it kind of has that feel to it. So there we go. Thanks very much. This is Ask Dr. Ben.